Have you ever sat in a room with your family and felt invisible? You're there. You're present. You've lived, worked, sacrificed, and poured your heart into the people you love most. And yet, they speak over you. They scroll through their phones when you talk. They don't ask for your advice anymore. And sometimes, it feels like you've been quietly moved to the background of your own life. This loss of respect. It doesn't always come with yelling or harsh words. Often, it comes in whispers, in forgetfulness, in the subtle ways we become less than in our family's eyes after a certain age. But here's the beautiful truth. Respect can be lost, yes, but it can also be regained. Not through anger, not by raising your voice, but through dignity, presence, boundaries, and grace. Let's walk through 6 wise, deeply human ways to gently win back the respect of the people who matter most. Starting today. 1. Speak less, say more. The quiet power of presence. When words are many, meaning can get lost. But when a voice speaks with care, people lean in. In the rush to be heard, we often talk too much. And in doing so, we dilute our own wisdom. After 65, many find themselves repeating the same advice, hoping to reclaim the authority they once held. But today's world, especially younger generations, respond less to volume and more to meaning. Consider the story of Arthur, a 72-year-old former principal. He noticed that when he tried to offer parenting advice to his daughter, she'd sigh or change the subject. One evening, Arthur tried something different. Instead of full lecture, he simply said, "When your child knows you see their soul, not just their behavior, you'll never lose them." Then he paused. He didn't elaborate. He let the sentence breathe. His daughter sat quietly and then asked, "What do you mean by that?" For the first time in years, she was listening, not just hearing. When we stop trying to control the narrative and start choosing our words with intention, people begin to respect the space we hold. 2. Set boundaries with compassion, not guilt. Love is not measured by how often you say yes. It's measured by how clearly you value yourself. Respect often disappears when people assume you'll always be available. You may have said yes to every favor, every call, every need, because that's how love was taught. But unspoken resentment grows in overgiving. And when you give without boundaries, others stop seeing your time, energy, or needs as valuable. Take Margaret, 69, who found herself babysitting her grandkids every weekend, sometimes at the cost of her health. She loved them dearly, but she also missed her book club, her rest, her own hobbies. With the help of a counselor, Margaret learned to say, "I love being with them, but I need time to take care of myself too. Let's plan ahead so I can say yes with joy, not exhaustion." Instead of pushing back, her daughter respected the clarity. Margaret wasn't withdrawing love. She was modeling self-respect. And in doing so, her family saw her not as a resource, but as a person. Boundaries, done with warmth, rebuild dignity. 3. Stay curious about their world to stay connected to theirs. When you listen with genuine curiosity, you become unforgettable, even if you don't understand everything. Generational divides can create emotional distance. It's easy to feel dismissed when your family uses slang you don't understand, follows trends you can't relate to, or holds values that feel foreign. But criticism creates walls. Curiosity builds bridges. George, 75, had a grandson obsessed with video games. George didn't care for screens. He preferred woodworking. But instead of complaining, one day he said, "Tell me what makes that game fun for you." That small question led to an unexpected 40-minute conversation. George still didn't love the game, but he now understood why it mattered. And his grandson? He said, "Grandpa's cool. He gets me." When you show sincere interest, even in things you don't enjoy, you communicate one powerful message. You matter. And in return, they begin to look at you not as someone stuck in the past, but someone who still wants to grow with them. That earns real respect. 4. Reignite purpose and passion in your own life. When you light your own fire, others gather around, not out of duty, but admiration. One of the most overlooked reasons respect fades is that people stop seeing the fire in you. After 65, especially after retirement, it's easy to feel aimless, but passivity can unintentionally send the message, "I've stopped becoming, People respect those who still have something they care deeply about. That could be volunteering, painting, mentoring, writing, gardening, or even traveling. Ellen, 68, rediscovered her love for storytelling and began hosting memoir circles at the local library. Her kids, once indifferent about her daily life, suddenly asked, "How did the group go?" She glowed when she talked about it. Her eyes lit up again. Her family didn't start respecting her because she was useful. They respected her because she had reawakened her own meaning. The world admires those who are still becoming, not just those who once were. 5. Let calm authority replace the need to control. True strength isn't loud, it's grounded. And grounded people are deeply respected. Trying to regain respect by forcing your views, opinions, or rules can often backfire, especially with adult children or partners. Controlling behavior is often met with resistance or quiet withdrawal. Instead, model what I call calm authority. It's the kind of presence that doesn't insist. It simply is. It doesn't beg to be followed. It inspires. Harold, 73, struggled with his son's financial recklessness. His advice had always been ignored, so he stopped preaching. He quietly built a savings plan, paid off an old mortgage, and started budgeting with care. He didn't say a word. One day, his son noticed and asked for help managing his own debt. Harold hadn't changed his advice. He changed his tone. Respect doesn't always come from what you say. It often comes from how you live. 6. Heal the silent spaces where love got lost. Sometimes, the respect you seek is hiding behind an old wound you're afraid to face. Not all loss of respect is generational or accidental. Sometimes there's pain in the past, disappointments, betrayals, things left unsaid. These invisible barriers slowly harden into resentment or distance. But even late in life, it's never too late to say, "I'm sorry." Or even more bravely, "I still love you, even if we've been apart." Rosa, 70, hadn't spoken to her daughter in 6 years after a bitter family dispute. She decided one day to send a letter, not to explain or justify, but simply to say, "I miss you. I may not have done everything right, but my love never left." A reply came months later, and it began with one word, "Mom." They're still healing, but now they're healing together. Sometimes, regaining respect means having the courage to reach across the silence. Let's close with this thought. Respect is not about demanding attention. It's about living with clarity, grace, and quiet confidence that invites others to see your value again. You've lived. You've loved. You've learned. You deserve to be seen, to be heard, to be respected, not just for what you've done, but for who you still are. So I ask you now, which of these 6 paths speaks most to your journey? Have you felt the pain of being quietly disrespected? And how did you respond? Share your story in the comments below. Someone out there may need your voice, your example, your quiet wisdom. And if this message touched you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with a friend who needs this gentle reminder. It's never too late to reclaim your place with dignity, strength, and love.